that gets to be touched and that touches others. That kind of fulfillment. I'll never forget, I was in this class once, and the guy who was, the teacher, the guy who was leading the class, his name was John Sarno. He would do these improvs, and they're usually towards the end of class, and they were a certain kind of an improv. And so he would never pick me, and this went on for months. And at the end of the class, he would pick someone to do this improv or these improvs, but it would never be me. And so I believe it was pretty close to a year of this going on a weekly basis. And so finally I said, hey, I'd like to do the improv. And he goes, well, finally you ask. That was really tough on me. And I want you to know that who's here today is a far cry from where I started. I would self-isolate in my apartment for 3 to 5 days. And I would also go into depressions that would last 2 to 3 weeks. And I was facile enough, unfortunately, that I was able to do the work I did, and the irony was the entertainer, right? And I would still have the internal thing, and I would be able to do the job as the entertainer to make other people, laugh or whatever during my darkest times. And now, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, I'm navigating those dark times, in short periods of time, like hours instead of days, or sometimes even minutes. And most of the time, still every once in a while, I'll hit a patch, that goes on for a day or so. I just can't imagine not having the trajectory of my creative life as an outcome of the amount of pain that I experienced and that I continue to experience. And helping someone else navigate that in a way that I hope and pray that doesn't take us long, or that can come forward more fully, more beautifully, or doesn't have to wallow in the gunk for as long. And I'm not trying to take away someone's process. In fact, I do everything I can to make sure that we honor that process. But at the same time, there's an old saying that pain is a part of life, but suffering is optional. And I'm talking about, the suffering part. Yeah. So, there's all these thoughts and feelings that run through here. And hopefully, my hope is that you're hearing the thoughts and feelings that are running underneath what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is only the tiniest tip of the experience. And then if I go into my work area, then I go, this is exactly what, scripts are about, dialogues about. They're just the tiniest little indicators of the thing that's really going underneath. And these words just float on top, and some of them are helpful, some of them aren't, some are accurate, some aren't, some are lies, some are not lies. And I'm not saying I'm lying here, but I'm saying that, you know what I mean? I make these little jokes, and is that true? Yeah, it's true, but it's not emotionally true. You know what I mean? All that stuff. And expression of, and then the depth of the person, all of that. So I feel like I can help a lot of people. I know that I can help a lot of people. I know that I have the skills and the ability and all that stuff. And that pain of asking to be included is probably where it's at for me. It's like asking to be invited to the party. And it's something I still feel, and I clearly need to work on, and that's where I am. And so here's the the ironic part or whatever, we're going to see what happens, is I have this, I've shared this with you, and, it'll be put together to take out some of the parts where there's long gaps so it won't be raw, right? And then I could just put it up in YouTube or wherever and, let whoever finds this. I could put it in a newsletter, And then, it goes out in my newsletter to the people who get my newsletter, and those 3 people will find it or see it or hear it. I could lead with it and let people know of the content here, and that it's really about how my background has informed me and helped me to show up and to let you know that I'm there for you in the same way no one was there for me. I don't know if I said that right, but in the same way that I wish that someone was there for me, I want to be there for you. And it's not that I wish or want you to have the same inner life that I have, because that would be cruel. That would be really cruel. But what I do hope is that if you're in a space where that's coming up, I can help. I can be a guide. I can navigate those waters that could drown you, and that you could just swim through and get to the other side. And a lot of the tools and techniques and whatnot that are super helpful here could help you as well. So it's not just, it's giving you tools to find your own way, but still tools that would be incredibly helpful that I wish I had all in one go or one place. So that's where I am. And I feel like I'm in the darkest place that I've been in a long time, because, I often talk about hopes and dreams, and I'm feeling those hope, and I'm feeling my dreams, and there's no light. There's no way forward that I can perceive right now, and that's hard. That's really hard. And it's like the end of showing up in the way I have in the past. I need to show up in a different way. I need to commit in a different way. Sometimes you just get tired. And they talk about, it's healthy to quit, It's really healthy to quit. And then in the morning, you can rehire yourself. And recently I haven't felt like rehiring myself. And just like in a good story, the clock is ticking, right? And we continue on. And I don't know what, but we went in a roundabout way about how, in the beginning, I talked so fast and I stuttered, and people would say, "You want to be an actor? I can't believe that. I can't even understand when you're talking to me," and I would never talk loud enough. And here we are, where I've done the work I've done, and, I breathe incredibly slowly for long periods of time at night. Every night I do different things to help my central nervous system, and I am able to slow down, and I am able to articulate, and I hope I'm able to communicate or share what's going on. Feel in my heart of hearts that there's so much more for me to do and to share. And these old patterns are still hooking me. And I just wanted to let you know that it's, when you share that with me, I get it, because I live it. And my hope is that we can talk about it and we can navigate through it in a more upward spiraling way. Well, thanks for popping in and giving this a go. And I wish you all good things with your creativity. And please know that, wherever your challenge area is, on the other side of working through that challenge is also your gift. So people used to tell me that I was incredibly gifted, and now I understand what they meant, which is like, wow, that's a lot of challenge. That's a lot of challenge. Yeah. My hope is that one can still be incredibly creative and incredibly insightful and incredibly helpful and incredibly kind and humorous and hold so much empathy and compassion and artistic vision and clarity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and have that to be a natural outflow of who they are without having so many degrees of challenge. And I'm there for you if I can be of help.